So I thought making a part 2 to this, like, NPCs you should simp for that aren't Strahd, the girls this time, would be easy. And I was even gonna, like, take advice from someone on the Meta is Futiles Discord and be like, hey, if you're Strahd, here's a bunch of NPCs to simp for that aren't Ireena. But in looking into the popular NPCs to simp for that are girls and in Curse of Strahd, it's always Ireena. And Ireena being simped for has come up in, like, every simping for NPCs in Barovia video I've ever made. Everyone's always like, oh, I loved Ireena, or, oh, me and, my PC and Ireena got together and it was great. Like, she's just always the common denominator, which does make sense. Like, this girl is very clearly a badass, so I get it. Like, she's very devoted to Barovia, she has a lot of insight, she's gorgeous. Like, I get it. 100% I get it. She probably has, like, all of the Step On Me gang there too, you know? But we cannot only simp for Ireena, we have to simp for other NPCs too, so... The other one I always saw was Esmeralda, a lot less often, but, like, I also get that. Strong girl, she's like a monster hunter, she studied under Van Richten, I love her, she's great. That's a good girl, you simp for her, it's awesome. But when I tell you that those two were basically the only two that I saw that were, like, popular to simp for, that was it. So in desperation, I made this post on Tumblr that was like, hey, I'm making this TikTok about simping for characters that aren't Strahd, and, like, no one simps for any other female characters besides Ireena and Esmeralda. And the people that I heard that were simped for, like, are y'all okay? I'm just gonna go down the list of, like, most concerning to least concerning, and we'll just go from there. Most concerning, Fiona Wachter? She was mentioned like 3 times, and at least a couple of those were stories about how their players genuinely simped for her in-game, and I just, like, what? Next was Lydia Petrovna, which I can understand a little bit more. Still concerning, but, like, she's probably unhappy with her marriage to, like, all will be well McYowie hands over here. So, you know, you can have a nice moment with your PC and her and get her out of her marriage and probably kill this dude and just leave her with the dogs and the house and their weird son. Yes, that is okay. Their weird son is dead in our game. We didn't kill him, but, he is dead. Oops. The Wachter boys are also dead in our game. We also didn't kill them, but, the Vlahovic boy might have been a little bit more of our fault. Also, yes, I exclusively refer to Baron Vlahovic as all will be well McYowie hands now, and it's honestly a bit surprising how many characters in the Curse of Strahd official art have Yowie hands. Like, they're either Yowie hands or, like, very teeny hands, but we're not getting into that. I also personally felt like the Brides of Strahd would be, like, the obvious choice because Monster Lady, and they don't have a whole lot of characterization, so you can, like, very easily write them into whatever romantic situation you want, but they were not. I think Lydia was, like, the only one that was mentioned by name, and the others were just like, yeah, they're there. And I get that this is because that, like, the female NPCs in Curse of Strahd, besides, like, Ireena and maybe Esmeralda, really didn't get a whole lot of characterization, but it's still hilarious to me, because there are male NPCs that equally do not have as much characterization that get simped for all the time. Oh, bonus points, and shout out to Salmon and Soup on Tumblr who mentioned Baba Lysaga over here. We haven't met her in game, so I didn't Google anything besides the picture for her because spoilers. They claimed that she cannot be fixed. I told them that if people can fix Strahd, then no amount of rewrite is too weak to fix someone, and they took that as a challenge, so sure, why not? She was absolutely a joke, by the way. She's not part of this list. I just realized I got her name wrong. This is Ludmilla, not Lydia. I don't know why I called her Lydia. Oh well. Speaking of no amount of rewrites being too weak, for anyone. Petrina Velikovna was also one that was mentioned. She's Casimir's sister. She's dead. So sure, why not? For the record, I really like to imagine that I'm making this video to pitch to Strahd, like, look at all the girls in Barovia that aren't Ireena that you can go for, and like, I admit I'm not doing that great. But hey, if you want a bride that's literally made for you, there's Vasilka, you know. She seems quaint. She was made by the abbot specifically for Strahd, so you know, she'd be perfect. I know that I'm missing some, like there are 2 Mardukov sisters, but I don't know exactly how old they are. Madame Ava, if you're into that. There's the other Mardukov, wife to Erwin, you know, but she's got a husband. So, like, yeah, like, they're just, compared to the male NPCs in Curse of Strahd, like, they just don't have as much characterization. But I do want to correct one mistake that I made in the last video. I left out the best NPC in Curse of Strahd, and I feel terrible for that. I neglected to include Best Boy Blinksy. Blinksy is also a common denominator. Everyone always mentions how much they love Blinksy, and I'm with you. Blinksy is the best. He's no fun, he's no Blinksy. I also admit I'm probably missing stuff from both lists because I am still playing Curse of Strahd. It is my first time playing through Curse of Strahd, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Like, I know that there's, like, a werewolf couple somewhere. I don't know where. I haven't Googled them because, you know, that's just... I don't want things spoiled for the sake of making TikToks. I will say that tonight we are going into Castle Ravenloft, so hey, if you simp for any of the brides, you might see them. And you're probably almost certainly going to see Ireena this session because the whole point is to go in and rescue her, and I'm terrified. Seriously though, we would really love it if you came and watched us at 10 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. Central, twitch.tv/metaisfutile. It is going to be a roller coaster of a session. Oh boy.